Terra footlock. Like the footlock that my professor is known for. Honestly, the way he hits, I'm gonna start from the way he taught it originally. It was from De La Riva. Now, personally, gosh, I've been training with Caio probably 10 plus years, maybe close to 13. But as many times as I've asked him and done one-on-ones with him about that footlock, I just physically can't do what he does because his limbs are long. I got short limbs. And the way he does it, he's able to keep the De La Riva hook, switch his hips, and punch his arm through. Okay, so this is like my Oompa Loompa way of doing things. Okay, so I was actually thinking about calling it the Willy Wonka footlock instead of the Caio Terra footlock. But anyway, so the way I hit it from a modified X. I'll start it from De La Riva, but as I start to switch and turn under, then it turns into a modified X. So since Lisa's been on the receiving end of this a lot, I'll just use her. Okay, so first we have De La Riva, right? And typically this foot would stay up on the hip, because what I don't want to have happen is her shove this foot down and start knee cutting to the right or her left. Yeah. So at first I'm going to keep this hook here. Okay. Now when I'm ready to go for the modified X, so I can punch my arm through, both of my feet are going to transition at the same time. Okay, so my right foot is going to come behind the thigh here, and my left foot's going to come up on the hip. Okay, so I'm here. Here. I'm going to shift myself almost like I'm going to a K-guard entry. Okay, then my left arm is going to hook. I'm going to get the crook of my elbow as close to the Achilles tendon as possible. Now from here, I'm going to move my hips under, so I want to get my left hip or my psoas attached to the bottom of my left hand here. Okay, so now this is the important part, because this is the fulcrum that's going to help me get the submission. Okay, so now I'm going to knock her down. So the way that's going to happen is I'm going to pull with this here behind the knee or go with the ankle, and then I'm going to push here. And when I get her down, I want to catch this ankle, maintaining this deep hook where my Achilles tendon is, or my arm is wrapped around the Achilles tendon. I'm going to extend my leg, come over the hip, over her knee. Okay, this you could still get it from here when your knees over her thigh, your knees above her knee, but I would like to get it as tight as possible. So if you can, bring it below the knee. Okay, at the knee is okay, but below the knee is preferable. And if you could get your foot hooked, that's even better. But if not, just stomp it to the floor. So the other thing too is, if you notice right now my palm is facing my hip, I need to have that thumb pointed up so that this part of my hand is on my psoas here.
Could use some of that Wim Hof right now.
And then I just hit. Okay, so this, you could probably get away with it, but you have to add a little more oomph, or one like this, like you have a knife and trying to stab yourself in the hip like that, right? So again, so from here, I have the De La Riva. Okay, again I switch, hook. Okay, I'm going to turn to my left hip and treat it like I'm going to K-guard. Okay, if you need to, you can just hand could cut the back of the knee to help you pull yourself under. But my left hand, or my left arm, I want to get the crook of my elbow right here on the Achilles tendon. So I'm going to wrap deep, hug. I switch my hips under. Okay, I either keep the foot behind the knee or go to the ankle. I kick. And then when I do that, I want to catch the foot, okay, because I don't want her to pull this one back and go to a technical stand-up to counter my footlock. So once I get here, now I'm going to straighten out my left leg, come over below the knee and wrap my foot behind her thigh. My thumb is pointing up. and I'm going to slowly hip up. Okay, so again. So boom, boom. Okay, come back, catch, hook, and tap. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's going to be our home base for today's technique, and then we're going to go over some other options from there. Yeah. All right, let's go play. 1, 2, 3. Any questions with that so far? Okay.
I've got questions of the exact placement of your hand on the.
So it has again, you have to have this part of the elbow on the Achilles tendon. Okay, so.
I was wrong. I know where I feel it.
Here, so boom, here, still there, okay, extend, here.
Also this here and here.
So I want this as deep, I don't want it loose like this. It still hurts, but I need it tight like this. What are you doing?
You lost it, sorry.
Jeez. Okay, so here deep, I catch. I extend over the knee. My thumb is always pointed up. Okay, so a few of you were having issues with getting your foot back here. This is okay, but again, the reason why it's here is because I don't want her to rise up. Okay, if I bridge, if I'm here with my leg, I bridge, her hips could come off the floor, right? But if you have a heavy enough of a leg, just straighten it out here and make it heavy and then bridge. Or you could take your heel, put on the hip, bridge too. Make sense? So again, so we're here, okay. Feet on it, foot on the hip, go like we're entering K guard. Punch this arm.
Oh, come on.
Okay, on my side, I'm not flat on my back trying to enter. I turn to my side and I punch this as deep as possible. Okay? Then from here, I want to get my hips back under here. That way I could lift. I should be able to hold her up here and do an acro yoga here. Right? This should be for Al's next class, right? So now from here, I put her down, okay? My left leg comes over, okay? I'm going to my back, flat on my back. Don't stay on your side. Flat on my back, hip, okay? Or straighten out the leg, hip, or heel hip, okay? Our follow-up, okay, is gonna be what happens is what she just did, how I lost it. She started to roll her foot out. Okay, that'll be our next step, yeah? Okay, let's, few more minutes. Okay, add those details. If you can't step your leg over the knee or below the knee, step on the hip, on the psoas, yeah? All right, let's go, 1, 2, 3. Yes, landed here, right? I still need to kick this through and bring my leg over her knee, right? But as I start kicking my leg through, her heel starts to come out. Kind of just like what she did earlier. Okay, so all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to keep this uppercut and I'm going to switch to the Aoki lock here and just start turning.
This is your fault.
Okay? From here, here's the thing though. When I decide to go for the Aoki lock, okay, I want to switch my foot over the thigh here. Okay, because I don't want her to, because the rotation of the heel needs to go in that direction. And if I'm here like this, step over. I'm going to lose it, right? So when I get here, keep this tight, okay, I'm going to bring my right foot over and leg curl. So now if she tries to step over, my legs are keeping her from completely rotating. And then all I have to do is drop my armpit into the big toe and lift her heel up. Make sense? Yep. So, again, we're here. Okay, I'm on my side, but her heel comes out. Okay, she's getting her toe slip. This again, I'm gonna get the rear naked choke. Okay, but before catch at the same time. Okay, I flare my right knee out, tilt. Make sense? Now, could she pull my left foot, in and try to catch a heel hook?
Oh, here?
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, like my angle will beat her heel hook each and every time. 9.9 times out of 10.
60% of the time it works every time? Is that what it
Yes. Makes sense? So anytime even if you're going for a straight ankle lock or the Caio Terra foot lock, the heel starts to slip, go for the heel, go for the Aoki lock. It's always going to be there. Okay, no matter what, even if you're standing. Like if you want to go, like with Samantha's class, you know, when we're doing the knee cuts, you'll find the Aoki lock there too as well. You know, you just find the positioning of the leg, right? So let's start, start sitting, get into the Caio Terra foot lock position with the modified X. Sit down. Where this foot's back here, and I'm catching it here. And I just swept her. I uppercut this here, and I want to.
No one can see it.
I want to hug, bring this foot over, catch. Make sense? No?
Yes,
Could you
Yeah.
show it again from a
Just for
different
us.
angle?
From this side?
we got it.
Cool job.
Oh man, my ankles.
Left foot through.
I'm sorry.
So I'm here. Cool. And you want to bear hug this foot. Okay. I'm pulling the bottom of her foot into my ribs, and I want her heel under my nipple. Yep.
Jay,
Yes.
wait, can you go back? What did you just swear?
Yeah.
Sorry. Your right leg,
Yep.
do you want to be flaring your knee?
Yes.
Or do you want it down like it is now, or do you want
No,
to
no,
flare
no.
it
We're
up?
gonna you're flaring it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just being lazy right now. Just here, tilt.
Okay.
Cool. All right, let's go play. 1, 2, 3. Basically, the reason why I did the Aoki lock, I had at if you want to see more of the Aoki lock, I taught a whole class on it at at the Arizona camp. It's on the Globetrotter YouTube somewhere, but because it's a good follow-up. Okay, because basically the Aoki lock is almost like a heel hook in the respect that you're placing torque on the heel in some way, shape, or form. Okay, heel goes one direction, toes go another direction. That places a good amount of pressure on the knee. But it's a natural follow-up to any foot lock, any straight foot lock. Caio Terra foot lock, regular foot lock, that heel, or even with the heel hook, ballerina toes, the heel slips, the Aoki lock is always going to be there. Okay, so please come here. One of the other ways we'll catch it, I've shown to catch a Caio Terra foot lock. Okay, is off just a basic ashigarami. Okay, where I'm here and I'm pinching. I'm doing everything I can to, get my good position to finish an ankle lock. But what ends up happening more times than not, okay, the straight ankle lock is in a lot of cases just like the armbar. You see this coming a mile away, and people automatically defend it. So how you set up the foot lock is also going to be very important, but this isn't the class on setting up the foot lock. So What ends up happening a lot of times is she's gonna use that foot to push my leg down and she hops over. I help her come over. I still have the foot, step over for the Caio Terra foot lock right off of that counter. Okay, so again, I'm here, I'm trying to finish a foot lock. She hops over, okay? Catch, throw the leg over, bridge. Okay? Right now her heel's starting to slip. Come over, and go right into the Aoki lock. Okay? So, this way. Let's go with this here. So, again, I'm here, hops over, catch.
Natural defense, sorry.
Makes sense? Have you guys seen that, oh, what's his name? Oh, that felt like a Big Jaw.
Dean Lister?
Dean Lister, yes. where that guy keeps slipping his foot out?
Yeah.
That's her.
I know exactly.
She's the worst Aoki, dude. So anyway, so again, I'm here.
It's painful.
She hops over.
Go sleep. And I won't do it.
Boom. I catch. Over.
See?
Oh, she's the bad Aoki. Slip. Sorry. Make sense? Yeah? Alright, let's go play. 1, 2, 3. You could still finish the Caio Terra foot lock, but it's preferable to have it nice and deep, like that shotgun grip. Okay? But, okay, from here, if I have this leg here, you can just bring your wrist to the Achilles heel instead, right? But what happens is, because I'm not hugging the foot tight enough, if I start to come here, it automatically slips out. So we're gonna have to transition out here for the Aoki automatically, right? So it's not that, I don't want to offend anyone or get anyone angry. But here, no, I'm from Brooklyn. I got tough skin. So fuck you if it offends you. I'm just kidding. No, but it takes some developing, toughening up that part of your arm, your leg or your arm. Okay.
Are you saying don't be a bitch?
If you want to say that, yes. I'm not going to say that. Just suck it up. Just suck it up. Okay. So this is preferable. Now, if I get to this point right here, and I know the Caio Terra foot lock hurts my forearm, and you don't want to go for it, just stay here. We're just going to finish the straight ankle lock from the half butterfly. Okay. So I'm going to keep my shin here, and I'm going to step this leg over here. Okay, I'm treating it like I'm doing a high elbow guillotine or a marcellitine, and I'm going to bring my right elbow to my hip here and lift. Okay, I almost prefer the butterfly ashi instead of a straight ankle lock or regular ashigarami here. Okay, here I have more control of that leg, and it's much harder for her to escape. And then I just come, boom. It make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start from ashi. Okay, she hops over. Boom. Catch the back of the foot or the thigh. This leg steps over, and if you can, your goal is to try to curl this foot, the leg around the hip. Pull up on I'm going to grab my wrist, pull up on it like I'm doing a high elbow guillotine. And what's going to help me get the submission is I'm going to bring my elbow to my hip here, and then I'm going to drop my armpit onto the big toe, yeah? Yes.
Any concern for a straight ankle lock on that foot?
Nope, not at all, because that's why I'm trying to curl my foot back here. Okay, in order for her to start attacking my leg, she would need to really overly rotate
Not
Rotate.
happening. Nope.
Right here.
By that time, I would have finished it. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, questions? Okay, so one more time. We're here. She hops over. Boom, catch, step, curl. If I can't curl, that's fine. I'd prefer you curl, your legs sit up. I prefer you try to get it like this. Okay, that way your leg is much more hidden and harder for her to rotate and catch it. This will be easier for her to catch something, if anything. But like I said, 15 out of 50, what was it, Josh, 15?
15%.
of the time it works every time.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Makes sense? So again, I catch, I elbow guillotine grip, elbow to my hip, lift. Make sense? So let's go play. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay. Step over. I'm trying to fight for the ankle lock, right? Now, there's really no easy way to go about it to switch the grip to the other side. Okay, I can't do it here when I have this grip. Okay, it's the biggest mistakes I see my guys make when they try to, they get to this point and then they try to pull this leg over. Okay, you have to make the decision, okay, to start from here. Okay, you're fighting. Okay, I'm gonna bring this, I'm gonna catch the heel with my left arm, lay back, pull it across. Okay, and then he goes to hop over, I catch. Now I have the cross butterfly ashi. My left foot comes over again, okay, and I'm gonna internally rotate my knee towards my foot and I posture up. Okay, this is the straight ankle lock you can get no matter what he does to defend. He can't turn, he could even hold my arm to try to keep me from arching. It's usually one of the most common counterattacks to any ankle lock is that they grab the arm to keep you from arching back. But it doesn't matter with this grip. Okay, so he like physically here, grab, like hook my whole arm. Yeah, hooking in 2 arms. Okay, here. Okay, I'm still gonna pinch here, and I'm gonna rotate. Now he's strong. Look at those guns, dude. Like really pull as hard as you can. Is that as hard as you can?
Yes.
Come on. I was kidding. Pull.
Tap.
Makes sense. So what essentially is happening is here, I'm doing the Aoki lock, but this is legal. Okay, because it's being hidden by a straight ankle lock, a cross straight ankle lock position. So I'm pinching this elbow down. Sorry, pinching the elbow down. Rotate. Okay. Elbow. Boom. So again, it happens. The switch happens here. Okay. Before, if I feel like he's gonna try to pass, I'm squeezing as hard as I can so he doesn't hop over yet. My left hand catches the heel. I spread this arm out. Catch, hook. Okay. So again, I'm here. Catch a heel, pass, hook. Okay, this foot comes over, sit up tall, and then pivot. Make sense? And like I said, it's like an Aoki lock, but in the opposite direction. Okay, this is more, the reason that it makes this legal, okay, it's more like a toe hold than anything.
Alan, did you tell him you loved him today?
Cool? Let's go play with that one. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Who called me?
Or how to be a dick. your Uki or your training partners.
I actually have lots of questions, but I'll ask
Okay,
them later.
no worries. Cool. So, whether it's a heel hook, ankle lock, a yoke lock, any leg lock for that matter. Okay, when you're attacking the leg you're attacking, best thing you can do is control it with 2 hands. Okay, if you notice when I was setting up just a straight ankle lock, my hand's always on top of the knee. My other hand's adjusting the leg, the ankle, okay? In some cases, if I can't have two hands on that leg, I'm gonna have a 1-to-1 ratio, but I'm always gonna have contact with their legs. One hand's gonna be on one leg, the other one's gonna be on the other attacking. Or I'm gonna have a 2-on-1, okay? Now, when the leg is bent, much easier to submit any twisting or straight ankle lock, okay? Whether it's a heel hook, toe hold, even like I said, a straight ankle lock, keeping it bent is always gonna be a better idea. It's gonna be easier to finish. Straightened out, much more difficult. So your goal before you start applying any pressure or leverage to get a submission, we want to try to get this bend first and foremost. Okay, we get this bend, it's gonna be far more easier to finish any ankle lock or leg lock. Okay, now I could get away with it if his leg is straight. I could get away with the belly down ankle lock. But again, just keep in mind every time you finish, your first goal is to create a bend, whether it's an outside heel hook or straight ankle lock. Here, my goal is to keep this bent. Okay, even if I transition to a game over position, okay, where I rotate here, I want to keep this bend here. Make sense? Every heel hook, if it comes here, the inside, again, I have, and we'll touch on this tomorrow on the bottom side 411 or honey hole, whatever you want to call it, but I need to have this knee bent. Finishing a heel hook, an inside heel hook with the leg straight, is going to be much easier for him to defend and counter and escape. Make sense? So, like I said, we'll touch more on that whole positioning of how we need to keep that leg bent tomorrow. So, if there's no other questions, guys, thanks for coming. Hope you picked up even a small little nugget. I know it's a little complex, the leg entanglements, but honestly, it's a necessary evil. Okay, with more and more people wanting to be the next Gordon Ryan, everyone's trying to jump for your legs. So whether you use leg locks or not, learning how to pummel with your legs, okay, is an invaluable tool. Okay, we touched on, Samantha touched on it in her class a bit with the leg pummeling, and it's stuff I love. I love leg pummeling. I've taught at a few camps float passing, and I use a lot of leg pummeling in that. And the better your leg pummeling is, the better your defense is going to be with leg locks, whether you use it or not, or use leg locks or not. But it's always a good tool to have so you can work your escapes. But again, thank you guys for coming. It's bittersweet. Tomorrow's last day, full day of camp, and I just think it went by too quick, and I haven't drank enough yet. So,
Well, we're gonna go on the lake, so that should be a good opportunity to pump a few.
I think I might put my ankle on the leg.
Good enough for us.
Are we gonna be coming back here for game night?
Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you again, guys. Thanks for coming, guys. Thank you.